Hello and welcome back to another video with Exercise for All. My name is Matt. Today we are going to be doing a hip strengthening exercise session. So, only a very short one, and what I'd like you to grab is a piece of paper and a ball. I've got a tennis ball with me today, so you can pause the video, go and grab them, come back and just put them down to your side for now, okay? So all of the exercises are going to be seated, and as I mentioned, we are going to be trying to strengthen these hips a little bit. So we've just got a couple of exercises to do. Now, really important to make sure that we keep our hips, the muscles surrounding our hip flexor, really nice and strong, okay? Of course, when we're walking, I'll just demonstrate for you, we're going forwards, okay? So we're not necessarily recruiting a lot of the muscles that from our hip area, okay? But of course, what happens when we stumble is that we go to one side sometimes, and we need to make sure that these muscles are nice and strong to actually compensate for any stumbles that we might have. So this will actually help navigate some difficult positions, maybe getting out a car, or maybe trying to recover a fall. If we are starting to trip, we're able to push ourselves back up because these muscles are nice and strong around our hips, okay? So the first thing I'd like you to do is get into your working position. We want to be sort of on the front third of our chair, sitting up nice and tall, and just bring your tummy in and relax your shoulders as well, okay? So once you feel that you've got that position, you're ready to go. Now what I'd like you to do is just slowly bring your legs out, your knees apart from each other, and we're going to start with a stretch just to loosen the muscles in this region, okay? So just go as far as what's comfortable in terms of bringing your knees out, and once you've got there, you should feel it stretching all the way from your thigh upwards towards those hips, and we're going to try and hold that for about 10 seconds. We'll bring it in and then we'll do it again, okay? So we're just loosening these muscles. You should feel it all the way up here. Okay, try to hold it, keep that nice straight posture if you can. Okay, and then back in, okay? Let's do that again. You might find that with each stretch that we do, you get a little bit more pliable, you're able to go a little bit further, okay? So bring those knees outwards. That's it, hold that position. You should feel it going right up towards the side of your bottom, your buttocks. Okay, those glutes, give them a really good stretch around those hips. Okay, hold that position. We've got a few more seconds on that one. I'm starting to feel it aching a little bit, which is absolutely normal. Okay, and back in. We're going to do this once more, and that's going to help us going into these strengthening exercises that we're going to do. Our muscles are going to be nice and loose. Right, back out. Okay, feeling that stretch. If you can go a little bit further. Okay, try and plant those feet on the ground. My feet are facing outwards like that, diagonally. Okay, and I'm really starting to feel that at the top of my legs now. Okay, and back in. So we're ready to go. Now I'm going to grab my piece of paper and just put it on the floor. Now the reason we've got a piece of paper is because we need some sort of contact with the ground, and this makes sure that there is always contact with the ground. If there's not, okay, your foot will slide over the piece of paper. So I'm hoping you can see this in the video. What I'm going to do is just move my piece of paper out. Okay, you don't need to go as far as what I am. This is completely up to you and your mobility, and then back in. Okay, we're going out and then back in, making sure that our foot stays on the piece of paper at all times. Because of course, if that piece of paper isn't there and we're lifting that leg up, there's not as much pressure into the ground, so we're making sure that we work those muscles a little bit more. Okay, the technique is a lot better. Good, okay, so we've done 3 there. We're going to get to 5 and then swap to the other leg, making sure that you've still got that lovely posture. Out and in. Let's go for one more. Out. If you can only get that far, that's fine. If you can go that little bit further, that's brilliant. Working on our range of motion within our groin area. Okay, and back in. Okay, so onto the other foot. I'm going to press down nice and hard. Might work better with sort of laminate flooring, but carpet should be okay. Moving it out and then in. So as you can see when I'm doing that, keeping my foot on the floor at all times. Out. So we're going to try and aim for 5. Okay, if you do lose that bit of paper, don't worry. Try and return to it when you can. Okay, that's 3. We've got 2 more here. 1. Okay, hold that position for just a second. When you get to that end point, back in, last one. Fantastic, and back in. So you can probably start to feel those hips right at the top now, starting to ache slightly. That's fine. Do what you can. If you feel you can do a few more repetitions, brilliant. We're now going to progress this onto the tennis ball just to make this a little bit more fun, but also it's quite interesting. If we start to lose this tennis ball, we're going to do exactly the same thing, by the way. We're going out and then in, keeping your foot rolling on top of it all the time. So try not to lose it. As you can see, I'm moving my foot on top of the ball to try and bring it out as far as I can and then back in. So if you do lose it, what happens is your legs you're moving your foot in such a way, your leg in such a way to help navigate and find that position, okay? And that is what we do in everyday life. We're trying to navigate our legs into quite tricky positions. So this is a good relative exercise. So moving that ball out, back in, okay, and then swap feet. So that's different, of course, with the paper. We're moving the ball out and then we're swapping feet. Back to the centre. I'm up to about the third repetition now. Out we go, and in we go again. You might feel that you're getting a little bit further each time now because those hips are really loosening up, but also strengthening. You're starting to work those muscles around the hips. Right, last one on the other foot. Out it comes. I'm sure those legs are going to be aching a little bit after this. Okay, back to the centre, well done. Right, next exercise. Okay, leave that ball to one side. We're going to be bringing our knee up. Now we're not just going to be bringing it down because that doesn't recruit a lot of the muscles. We're going to be bringing it up, trying to hold that position because we've got that weight there, and then slowly bringing it down, okay? So you can bring it up in sort of 1, 2, 3, hold for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and then slowly down, okay? So it's about 3 second, 3 second, 1 second. That's the feel that you're going for. Try to count it in your head when you're doing it, or follow me. 1, 2, 3, hold for 1, 2, 3, and then down in 1. Okay, so it's really important that you bring it up slowly because that's a difficult phase. We're making sure that we work the muscles whilst we're doing that. Holding it, again, working the muscles, bringing it down, absolutely fine, just nice and slowly in about 1 second, okay? So 1, 2, 3, as high as you can. We're not holding on to it, we're just keeping it there. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Good. Against gravity, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That was a bit quicker actually. 1, 2, 3, and down. Okay, I'm going to let you do the counting so you're a bit more conscious of it now. Bring that other knee up. Good. And down. Okay, so this one works the muscles just a little bit further up in the hip. You might be able to feel that. Up we go. Good, and if you can bring it as high as you can, that's when you're going to start to benefit from these exercises. If you're just bringing it up here and you can't really feel much happening, then you do need to bring that knee higher, okay? It is meant to be quite difficult. Up we go with the other one. And down, okay? One more on each leg. Doing really well. You can see how slow I'm bringing that knee up and then holding it there. And you can feel it right inside, can't you? Other leg, last one. Breathing out whilst you're doing it. And down. Fantastic. Now just to stretch off these legs, you're going to notice the difference straight away. We're just going to bring our knee up and bring it in with our hands. So you're going to be able to get a good stretch here because you're actually using your hands to aid you. Okay, so not so much a strengthening one, more focusing on flexibility, okay? As soon as you take away your hands, it becomes a strength because you're having to keep your leg there via the muscles, okay? If you're doing this, if anything, the only muscles you're working is your arms. Okay, and down. So, other one, bringing it up, holding it there nice and tight. Okay, really good stretch. All stretches should be held for a minimum of 10 seconds, so I'll just let you count that. That's really good. I've got a couple more seconds myself. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, not a massively long video, but look, few exercises for you to be doing there to strengthen those hips. Like I said, really important to keep those muscles nice and strong. If we ever do take any stumbles, even with a walking frame, we tend to fall to the side, or if we trip, we fall to the side, don't we? Sometimes we can go back, forwards. I'd like to think that you've got your frame in front of you, so we're supported there. But in terms of the side, we need to keep these muscles nice and strong, okay, to help fall prevention. So thanks for joining me in this video. Okay, do come back for another one. I look forward to seeing you very soon.